And a pleasant good afternoon to you and yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network BSN Youth Football Saturday. I'm Alan Slaughterzinski, and welcome to James Allen Goins Football Field here at the McKnight Family Sports Complex, where today we've got not one, not two, but three youth football games for you, and we begin with the 14U team. Let me just get this right out of the way right now. I do not have rosters for St. Pete. So if anybody's got a roster or knows, can shoot a text to somebody over on the St. Pete sideline, do that and have them bring me a roster over here up in the tower. I'm above the Rockledge Raider red tent as the Raiders take the field in their beautiful new uniforms this year. They got those Red Rock helmets with the Columbia blue jerseys and the red pants. I'm digging those all-black uniforms St. Pete is wearing as well. This should be a really good football game here this afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be with you. The scoreboard's at the top of the screen. We pretty much, I just can't thank Shatina Brown and the Rockledge Raiders organization enough. They have got on the county, and they were actually able to clear the top area so that we could broadcast. So you'll be seeing Brevard Sports Network a whole lot more here at Rockledge. A lot of what we do on Saturdays is simply based in accessibility. Can we get and be able to broadcast where we need to? And we can definitely do that now here at Rockledge as the Raiders are set to kick off here. And looks like doing the kicking is going to be Troy Silverzon out of Kennedy Middle School. Now that red tent, there's nothing we can do about that, obviously. So as much as we would want to move it out of the way, we can't, and that's for player safety. So welcome here as the DJ downstairs is just banging out hits, and we are ready to go again. I do not have a roster for St. Pete. So if you know somebody, then you're watching from St. Pete, and you know somebody in the stands or on the sidelines that you can shoot a text to that can bring us a roster, we'd love to be able to give these student athletes the recognition and the praise that they deserve when they make a good play in the game. We're set to get underway here. Feel free to comment. We simply ask that you do not cuss. That's an automatic ban. You keep the comments. You do not criticize the student athletes, either program or either community. And we are underway with a little chip kick. And that ball is free. And Wise, oh, it's still free. And Rockledge, nope. Oh, wow, that ball squirted out about 4 different times. And it looked like Michael Lockhart was going to cover it up for the Raiders, but he loses it, and it goes back to the St. Pete Little Devils, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Devils. That's an oblong ball. It'll do crazy things. The Rockledge Raiders, under the guidance of head coach Virgil Marshall, Alex Goins, Nick Roberts, and Robert Ingram. Team mom is Georgina Corbin. As big offensive line for St. Pete. Again, if you know anybody that can bring me a roster, shoot them a text. The referees are in pink. This is a pink out game for the organization here today, as well as St. Pete. Their younger team had all pink on. It was pretty slick looking. St. Pete's finally set. Quarterback in an RPO, and he's going to get them right out of the gate, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty as Silverzon comes off the right side early, and that'll be 1st and 5 now for the Devils. These are 14 years old, 14-year-old student athletes. I got a hard time calling them little. So it'll be 1st and 5 for St. Pete. Same formation. Quarterback turns, gives. Silverzon sticks his shoulder in there, and that'll be a gain of about 2, maybe 3 at the most. Also in there on a stop, Elijah Mitchell out of Kennedy Middle School, and that'll bring up Second down and about 4, 3, 2.5. It's a warm day, that's for sure. Florida's Florida. It's October. Supposedly we got some sort of a cool front moving in. I don't know. We'll see. All right, second down, and we'll call it a long 3, short 2.5. Call it a long 2, short 3. How about that? Two wide receivers, near side, one in motion. That's a false start, but not called. Jet sweep, good play, and out of bounds, but more than enough for a first down for St. Pete. Good play. The running back moved about a half second early, but the referees didn't catch it, and, well, if they didn't catch it, it didn't happen. And that'll be first and 10, just underway here, first quarter. Scoreboard at the top of your screen as personnel checks in and out for the Devils. Ball just shy of the Rockledge 50-yard line. Ball on the St. Pete 48. Opening drive, first quarter. No score. And they got him again. And I'll tell you what, it's a great job by the quarterback to get under center, draw him in. That time it was Xavier Peoples out of Delora Middle that jumped a little bit early. And your playbook opens up a heck of a lot more at 1st and 5 than it does at 1st and 10. And so we'll see what happens here now that for the second consecutive time on first down, St. Pete has just 5 yards to go. There will be a wishbone type of formation in the backfield, 3-back, and not type of, it is. Flags fly, and the whistle blows, stopping the play there. Big hole for 0-0, and that's going to be a false start. So forget everything I just said. It's back to 1st and 10, and we'll play like nothing ever happened. 8:45 to go, first quarter. James Allen Goins football field, dedicated to the great Mr. Goins. All right, 1st and 10, ball back at the 48 now. Same wishbone formation for St. Pete. Quarterback got to hurry here. Under center. Turns, gives to, oh, wow, great stop by the Raiders back there. First on the scene, number 14, it looked like Raheem Cutter out of McNair Middle. Cutter just blew everything up on that play, and that'll be a loss of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 13 for St. Pete. They'll have 2 wide receivers, one split equally to each side, 3 backs in the backfield behind the quarterback in a wishbone formation to give it to the deep back, the big man straight up the gut, and he picks up about 10 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3 now for St. Pete. Natwick Insurance and American Air and Plumbing, our primary sponsors here today. We'd like to thank them for all that they do for youth and prep sports here in good old Brevard County. 3rd and a long 4 here for, I would imagine this is 4-down territory for St. Pete. Silverzon coming off the edge, straight up the gut, and that's just good power football right there. Number 1 goes ahead for a gain of an easy 10 yards there, and it's 1st and 10 now for St. Pete. That's just a good play, good power football. Rockledge will have to contend with that today. Christian Connor up front on the nose. They're going to come at him, as well as the linebackers in there, Elijah Mitchell as well. Anybody playing in that middle? We're going to get a timeout on the field here with 6:52 to play. Or is it a water break? Could be a water break with 6:52 to play here. So we'll step aside. I got to mute it because the music in the background. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back here to James Allen Goins Field as it is 1st and 10 for St. Pete. And that's going to be a false start. And for the third consecutive first down, we've got a penalty. This one will go against who we got. Good luck. This one will go against St. Pete. And it'll be 1st and 15. First quarter action here. No score between the Little Devils and the Raiders. Wishbone formation. Give to the deep back. The big guy up the middle, and that time he is stopped by Von Dexter Tyler Jr. out of Kennedy Middle School, and he'll gain just a yard. It'll be second down at about maybe 2, second and about 13 now, and that's a big play for that Raiders defense on first down. 0-0 busted through on that same exact play previous about 3 plays ago for a gain of 10, and that time shut down by Von Dexter. So second and about 13 now. St. Pete, Wishbone turns, play action, looks, going to throw deep, way deep, and oh, what a catch! Is he in? Indeed, what a catch by the wide receiver. Great throw, great catch. Quarterback put the ball only where his wide receiver could go get it, and get it that young man did. And inside the Natwick Insurance red zone are the St. Pete Little Devils. That was good coverage, too. That's just a good play all the way around by both teams. What a catch. Great concentration. And now St. Pete, ball at about the 11, but definitely inside the Natwick Insurance red zone. It's an offset formation with 3 running backs to the right. The quarterback behind him. He cuts back inside. Is he in? Touchdown, I believe. Yes, indeed. The arms go up. That was a crazy formation. I don't know if you saw that, but they had the 3 running backs wind up like in an H-back formation. The ball was snapped directly to number 3, who happened to be the quarterback that time, and he just followed his blockers into the end zone. And with 5:08 to play in the first quarter, St. Pete strikes first. They lead it 6-0. What are we doing? Oh, they're going to kick it. So they're going to kick. So they're going to go down this way because they don't kick the ball in the water. I always forget about that here. I'm like, hey, what happened? And they're going to try and kick it. Joyce Wilcox, welcome to Brevard Sports Network's telecast. Yep, T's on the field. So we'll see here. 6-0. That's a nice drive by St. Pete. They took their good old time getting down the field. And, of course, the big play, the 35-yard pass completion down to the 11-yard line. And, again, it wasn't busted coverage. It was just a good play by both teams. The snap, the hold, the kick is wide right. So it'll stay 6-0 here with 5:08 to play in the opening quarter. St. Pete strikes first. And we'll step aside with the music playing in the background. All right, welcome back here to James Allen Goins football field. 6-0 on an outstanding opening drive by St. Pete. Back deep, of course, is going to be the one, the only. I'll tell you, he's a lot of fun to watch. Xavier Corbin out of Kennedy Middle School, and back deep with him as well will be Keith Hamilton out of Cocoa Senior High School, and we'll get set to kick here. The referees are wearing the pink jerseys today. Corbin's got the orange and the yellow shoe on today. As we get set to go, and total leather. It's a good kick, a real good kick. And this one's going to go to Hamilton, and he's going to come out. He'll get across the 20, and that's where he'll be stopped. And this Raider offense will take over 1st and 10 at about their own 25-yard line. They got to answer the call here on the run back by Keith Hamilton. Good one. The Raiders get their football in. Big offensive line up front for Rockledge. Both these teams with size up front for sure. Little RPO set in the backfield. It'll be Silvers on with Corbin. How many times have we seen that combination put some points on the football scoreboard? And little bubble screen right out of the gate. And unfortunately, he didn't get any help from his blockers. And that'll be a loss of about 4, maybe 4. And 3, we'll call it. 2nd and 13. Got to block. In high school, when these kids get to high school, there's a rule. No block, no rock. Second and, well, now they move it up a little bit, so it'll be 2nd and 12. Caden, reach out to me. We got to find a sponsor. We'll find a sponsor and see if we can't get up there and get it done. And again, no blockers. And this time the ball carrier was Jaquez Roll, and they rolled him down on that one for sure. And that's a big time loss there. And the Raiders playing behind the sticks here earlier. Yep, message me. I'll give you the pricing. All of these youth football games that you see, these youth organizations get a sponsor, and they make a donation to BSN. So we'd be happy to come out and do it. We just got to take care of that. 3rd and 10. Silverzon looks. He just lets this one go and open by the 10. Great pass, and this could be a touchdown. Elijah Mitchell is at the 10 and tripped up. Silverzon with a butte to Mitchell. Mitchell hauled it in at about the 45, and he did the rest. And the Raiders get themselves out of a big early hole with a beautiful pass from Silverzon to Mitchell, and Mitchell with the yak down to the 10 inside the Natwick Insurance red zone. That's a beaut right there, and needed too, because the defense was starting to set the tone, and you don't want that. Silverzon got him. That's a neutral zone infraction. That was about a 66, 67-yard play that covered. The Raiders can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. So keep that in mind as well. But I don't think these young men out here, they're picking up yards in chunks. Turns, gives, Corbin, beautiful vision, cuts back, gets over. Can he get in? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Between the trees, over the palms, and into the end zone goes, I call him the X-Man, Xavier Corbin. And with 2:37 to go here, the Raiders tied up at 6 apiece. Good-looking vision there on that cutback. Now, if you're watching from St. Pete and you're going, man, this guy gets awfully excited for, the other team. Well, it is Brevard Sports Network. So, we do tend to, we try to call a fair broadcast, all right? We do. And we give out the praise and the glory to all of these student athletes. But, we are pulling for the – oh, that's a beautiful throw right there. And that is a conversion, and the Raiders – will take the lead with 2:37 to go. They lead it 7 or 8-6. 7? Okay. All right, we'll be right back. Get the scoreboard update. All right, welcome back. And that's a pretty good drive there by the Raiders as well. They strike a little quicker. 2 different scoring drives from each team as St. Pete kind of pushed on the defense a little bit with their rushing attack, and the Raiders flash the arm of Silverzon and the catching ability of Mitchell, and it's 7-6 here as Silverzon is set to kick off. Could have a barn burner here today, a little chip shot again, and again the ball's loose. And this time the Raiders come up with it. They didn't on that opening kick, but they do this time, and Rockledge will get the football right back. So now the defense of St. Pete, they got to come up big here. Speaking of big, check out number 1 there. And number 89 in the middle, too. So it'll be Silverzon and the X-Man in the backfield, Corbin. You got 3 wide receivers split here to the near side with Xavier Floyd closest to you. I want to say hello to everybody watching. 1st and 10, ball at the 49. Little wide receiver screen there, and it works just as good as a 6-yard run. Pass complete to Floyd, the aforementioned Floyd, and that is a gain of 6, and it'll be 5, 2nd and 5. I'll tell you what, I was watching those St. Pete cheerleaders warm up. They are good coming up at halftime. As long as we don't have any copyright music playing, I'd be more than happy to show the cheerleaders at halftime. And with 2:03 to go, we get a timeout on the field. So they're going to play a little music, and I'm going to hit the mute button. Be right back. All right, welcome back here in the Raiders on 2nd and 5 after a wide receiver screen to Floyd, the Parkhurst Academy product, and Silverzon gets the play call. He's got Corbin, and again, the same formation. Your slot is Elijah Mitchell, and all the way inside is Jaquez Roll, and that time, no running room. Looks like he had the wind knocked out of him a little bit. He's tough. He's tough like his brother. But he will come off for a play. Took a little shot there in the stomach. Is it? Probably got a little conditioning to get used to coming back this week. Silverzon. Oh, Silver's up. It was a good try by Troy, but that might be. And Troy's shaking up. I told you they had some big dudes up front, man. Silverzon gets rid. I'm surprised there's no flag for intentional grounding, and they're discussing it. But I don't think they're going to. Are they going to throw it? No, they're not going to throw it. And Silverzon's going to have to come out for a play as he holds his arm. And, oh, no, that's not good. Corbin and Silverzon on the sidelines here. 4th down and 12 for the Raiders. Want to say hello to Antoine, Darius, Quenisha, of course, Jay-Sean, Caden, Joyce, and Slimy Boys tuned in as well here today on Brevard Sports Network. So we'll get another timeout on the field with 48.2 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Both teams scored on the first drive. This is the Raiders' second possession, and thus far, struggling a little bit. May see a punt here. And looking down on the bench area, Corbin appears to be okay. Silverzon being tended to. And they just keep putting bigger players in. That's crazy. We might get a quick kick here. We'll see what happens. They do have a player back deep, so let's see what goes on, transpires. So a good job by that defense to prevent the Raiders from gaining any momentum and they're going to go for this, and they throw it down the field, and he's open, and he caught it. They say he's out of bounds. I thought he got a foot in. He does not. I like the idea, the execution, the ball just. That's a heck of a catch, too, by Elijah Mitchell, but it will go for naught, as the referee says, incomplete, and it'll be 1st and 10 for St. Pete at the Rockledge 49-yard line now on a turnover on downs. Checking in, number 24. Yeah, get that thing out of here. I got that thing stinging me. Yeah, he done. Yeah, you did. 1st and 10 at the 49 for St. Pete. Hot day for October, that is for sure. 7-6 Raiders on top. This is likely to be the final play of the first quarter here. Wishbone turns, gives, and that's a nice run, nice tackle too, hanging on there. That time was KJ Hamilton as he got in there and made the stop, and it'll be 2nd and 7. 3 times 4 is 12, and they're definitely, I would imagine, in 4-down territory. So you'll take that. It appears that St. Pete's game is that power running attack, obviously with that wishbone, and then the ability, they've flashed the ability to throw the football long. So Rockledge has got to defend against that too. Jaquiz Roll over there. Got to be on the lookout. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter with the score of the Rockledge Raiders 7, St. Pete 6. Back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. All right, I'd like to thank Natwick Insurance for their sponsorship of quarter number 1. I'd like to welcome in American Air and Plumbing. They are home of the Cool Zone Florida Tough High School Football Player of the Month. Congratulations to Cocoa Tiger Javen Boggs, as he was our recipient in the month of September. Who will it be in the month of October? Stay tuned to Brevard Sports Network to find out. And we'll go over the local high school scores here coming up when we got a significant break. I'll put the scoreboard up on the screen. Rockledge with a bye last night, but they will enter district play coming up starting next week. They are done with the tough part of their schedule. 2nd and 7. And, ball's out, and he falls on it. That's on the running back. That was a good handoff, and the running back just dropped the football. And no gain, 3rd and 7 now. Ball on the Raider 47. You know I got you, Quenisha. I can't do it until after it's over, but you know I got you covered. It'll be up. Jay Sean says this man's running too high. And if anybody would know, I'm pretty sure it would be Jay Sean. As we get a timeout here, and I believe that's the 3rd and final timeout already for St. Pete with just 9:07 to go. I guess it's a big 3rd down here in the game prior to this one. I believe it was the 8U game. St. Pete with a pretty convincing win in that one, 32-18 in that contest. We'll be with you because of our accommodations here at Rockledge and the fact that they've got this window that opens now. We're able to sit up in the press box area and able to charge the equipment. We will be able to bring you the 10U game as well immediately following this. Now, we won't have the headset for that one because we'll charge the device as we do that game. So you'll hear a little background noise, but we'll be back again for that. And then the 12U game coming up probably sometime in the neighborhood of about 6 o'clock tonight. And so this is third down. Fakes the jet sweep. Quarterback looks to throw. He's got a man. Number one, he cuts back, but there, eating it alive and preventing any further damage was Elijah Mitchell out of Kennedy Middle School, and that's going to bring up fourth down. And about 5.5 to 6. I don't think there's anything to talk about. You go for this. Your defense looked pretty good on that last series, so yeah, I think you go for this here. Although there is something to be said for maybe punting it and flipping the field, but you got to punt it to Corbin, and if he's back deep and he's got space, well, that could be in trouble too. So fourth down, here we go. Whistles, and now it's going to be 4th and 10, as that's going to be a false start. Two wide receivers on the far side just took off down the football field. The quarterback's like, come on, man. It's a little further than 5 yards there, but it'd be about 4th and 10, 4th and 11. All right, the Devils now with the football just about dead on the midfield stripe here. 4th and 10. They've got double stacked on top, and I like the call here. I really like the call to punt this football. And look at this punt with the way that's an outstanding call by the coach of St. Pete to punt that football and to pin Rockledge back with the way your defense just played. They didn't even let Corbin have an opportunity to get out onto the field there, or whoever's returning the punt, and they catch him by surprise, and he drops a beautiful end over end that has the Raiders at about the 15-yard line. So good call by the coach there. And you know, the call's good, but the execution's got to be there, and it most certainly was. So we'll see. And Silverzon is back out on the field, and so is Corbin. So both of the shaken up players are back on the field for Coach Virgil Marshall. And here comes number 55 with the play call, Michael McMillan out of Jefferson Middle School. He'll jump in. And we're ready to go here. Silverzon from the RPO gun set. Turns, gives, Corbin, cuts back, still on his feet, cuts back again. And you're right, Jay Sean, he is definitely running high. But he does pick up about 5 yards that time. I don't know if that was him. That might have been Jaquez Roll there. Whoever it was definitely running high. No, I think it was. I think it was X. Silver's on jet sweep this time to roll, being chased and out of bounds he'll go. The one thing I'll say is both of these teams possess an abundance of speed, and running east and west on them likely going to be a tall task for either team here today. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 11, and that decision to punt that football on 4th down looking better and better. But keep in mind, the last time the Raiders were faced with a 3rd and 11 like this, Silver's on with a big pass play connection to Elijah Mitchell. Let's see if they try that again. Corbin and Silver's on. Roll in the slot. Looks like KJ Hamilton split wide right here on the right side of your screen. Silver's on wants it. He'll get it. He looks to throw. He does. Lofts it up. Mitchell's there and nearly had a one-handed grab. It's good coverage inside. Mitchell had to go over the top of the defender there, and that's just good coverage. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 11 as St. Pete forces a 3 and out on the Raiders. And now it is definitely, yep, straight and speed. So, yeah, I mean, this is a no-brainer here. You got to put the foot on the football here and hope. Silverzon's an athlete, so he'll get it and kick it. And back deep is number 4. But when I say back deep, he's only standing at the Rockledge 38, so Silverzon might want to keep it away from him, and he does do that. No, he doesn't. He kicks it to him. I thought it was drifting. And number 4 with space gets outside, still going, and he's tripped up there. Nice play. Again, I tell you what, KJ Hamilton is a tackling machine today as he makes the stop there. Had he not, that young man turns the corner, and it's 6 for St. Pete. And here come the Devils offense, and they'll have 1st and 10. At about the 29-yard line. So they're not far from the red zone here. 5:17 to play in the first half. Glad you could be with us here today on Brevard Sports Network. St. Pete, welcome. Talked to Miss Shatina Brown a couple of weeks ago and said these are the games you want to do right here. And of course, I'm excited because we're going to have both days of the MFCC Super Bowls up in Daytona again. We did that last year. We'll do it again this year. So we're excited to be broadcasting both days, Saturday and Sunday. 1st and 10. Turns, gives the number 1. Big guy through the hole, still on his feet, churning out yards. And he's going to pick up 10 of them. And it's either going to be close to or a Devil 1st down. And that ball is going to be marked for a 9-yard gain. And it's 2nd and 1. And no panic in the offense. They're taking their time and running the football here. 4:50 to play in the first half. This time the quarterback keeps it. And he is brought down at about the 11, but he's going to have a St. Pete 1st down, and they've picked up 18 yards and 2 carries here. And I can't help but think that the size advantage that St. Pete's got on that offensive line wearing on Rockledge a little bit. Now, the Raiders got some speed, and the same goes true for St. Pete as well on the other side of the football. We'll see who the better conditioned team is come the 4th quarter. The quarterback keeps it again. He runs inside, but he is stuck. And that's just a good textbook tackle there. And I believe the number is Bradley Smathers out of McNair Middle. Just stood there square, lowered his shoulder, and made the stop after a gain of just 4. 2nd and 6 now for St. Pete. The Devils looking to take a lead here. 3:50 to play in the first half and counting. This time it goes to the big guy, and oh my, he lowers the boom, and he'll get down close to the goal line. He'll be at about the 2 or 3 after a pickup there. And St. Pete again, slow and steady and methodical here. Uh-oh, Eric Pearson here now. Oh, boy. Eric was crowning Titusville last night, I saw. First and goal to go now for St. Pete. And it's the big guy, and he bowls his way in for a St. Pete Little Devil touchdown. And with 2:44 to play in the opening half, it's 12-7 St. Pete. Here's a look at the president coming across the field there. Miss Shatina Brown does a heck of a job. She'll kill me for putting her on camera. And they're going to try and kick again. They went wide right the last time on the extra point attempt. So the Raiders will get another crack at this with 2:44 to play here in the first half. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is a beaut as it splits the uprights. Outstanding job on the snap, the hold, and all the kicker had to do was put it through. He does. St. Pete will take the lead here with 2:49 to play. I believe that's an 8-point play there, right? I mean, if you kick for 2 here, I believe. So, yeah. Each of the leagues have different rules for that. 14. Yes, it is. Okay, so let me get the scoreboard adjusted. We'll be right back with the kickoff. All right, St. Pete puts a touchdown between them and the Raiders. Alan Slaughterzinski with you here at James Allen GOINS football field in beautiful Rockledge, Florida here this afternoon on a steamy hot day. So, again, we're going to be looking at conditioning and play a big role come fourth quarter here at McKnight Family Sports Complex. As the kicker gets set to kick off here. And back deep is Corbin and KJ Hamilton. Those girls are good over there. I can hear them all the way over here. And there's the kick. And again, they got a kicker, and Corbin will field this one. And he gets it out. And look at Corbin, cuts back. He's got room, cuts back again. He's still on his feet, and he'll be finally yanked down by his jersey. Finally goes down, but not before a 43-yard return. And the Raiders are in business with 2:33 to play in the opening half here, as they'll have 1st and 10 at the St. Pete 38. Nice return by the X-Man. I kept calling him down, and he kept still running. Turning those legs. All right. Like to welcome in Miss Lovett watching here on Brevard Sports Network. She's got the green and the black hearts. And Silver's on. Nice little dump across the middle. Look at this play. And still on his feet and down to the 20-yard. That's just a great play, good execution. Elijah Mitchell catches the football. Good concentration to do that. It looks like an easy catch, but it's not. Silver's on, hits him right in stride. And we've got an injured player down on the field for St. Pete. We don't show injury, so I'll turn the camera away a little bit here. Hoping this young man's okay. Looks like he got either the wind knocked out of him or a cramp. That's about the best diagnosis I can give you. 2:18 to go here. And again, we're looking at two totally different offensive styles for St. Pete. It has been the rushing attack up the middle, the punch you in your face, 3 yards in a cloud of dust style. And for Rockledge, it's been putting the ball in the air a little bit, combined with the speed of trying to get outside. That time, they go right across the middle with a nice pass from Silvers on to Mitchell. Heard those names before here at Rockledge Youth Football, huh? Corbin, Mitchell. And there is Miss Georgina Corbin, the team mom there. Bottom left of the screen. And the Raiders, a touchdown and an extra point away from tying this thing up. Shatina said this would be a good game, and it has certainly been that to this point. Silver's on in the gun, the RPO with Corbin to his right. Doubles, that's 2 wide receivers split equally to each side of the football field. And the Raiders, Silver's on throw, same play, this time to roll, hold, there's a flag. That was the same play, and it came from the other side. This time to roll, they just hit the flip button on the controller that time. We got 2 flags, or 1 flag on the field. We'll see what the call is. Don't see an indication here yet. And it's going to be against Rockledge. I think he's going to call a hold down there after the catch. Now, they changed the rule in high school this year. A holding penalty it used to be a spot foul. So, in other words, if it were first down and your running back held on a pass 6 yards deep in the backfield, it would be 1st and 26. Now they take it from the line of scrimmage. So I still didn't see an indication as to what the penalty was, but it'll be 1st and 15. It couldn't have been a hold because it's just 5 yards he marked off. Silver's on, looking to throw again. He does, in the corner, and caught, and it's a beaut. Touchdown, Raiders, and that's Mitchell. And Mitchell, again, showing his hands. That time, he lays into a pass from Silverzon, beat the defender, and in 46 seconds, the Raiders have struck. Great play. And they're going to try and run it in here for 1. That's the second outstanding concentration catch we've seen from Elijah Mitchell today. Silver's on across the middle. Couldn't get that one. And with 1:58 to play in the first half, the conversion fails. and the Raiders will trail by 1 here. So that's how you answer. That is how you answer here. And, man, this is shaping up to be one heck of a second half coming up here on Brevard Sports Network. Coming up this week, a lot of volleyball on BSN, and we've already knocked out the swimming portion. Got a little cross country coming up soon, too, as well. Then we'll be, of course, finishing up the high school football season and then shifting our focus to the round ball as Silverzon will get set to kick off. And I like what I see so far from both of these teams. I don't know with the type of offense that St. Pete has that they will have enough time with 158. It appears to me they like to ground and, pound on the ground here. And so we'll see if they got the aerial attack. They have had a long pass here today for a completion. But, again, I don't know if that's something that's consistent in their offense or not. 158 to go. 2 players back deep, number 4 here to the near side. And I think we know that this ball is not going anywhere near them. This is going to be a squib kick somewhere. The Raiders recovered it last time. Let's see what they do here. And this time, number 10 wisely catches it and falls down. And the Raiders have shortened the field by about 30 yards with a $1:55 to play here as St. Pete will get the football dead on the 50. So an opportunity here for St. Pete. They lead it 14-13. Coming up at halftime, absolutely nothing. We'll be taking a break. I like the officials' outfits today. And you got the guy with the white hat on. You got the 3 black hats on, so you still know the head referee. It's pretty cool with the pink shirts on. 1st and 10, ball officially marked at the St. Pete 49 here. The quarterback comes in, and he'll set up in a shotgun. They've showed us a couple of different formations today. The primary formation has been that wishbone, which they run a lot of power out of. And fake jet sweep here. Quarterback throws, and he hurried the screen pass to number 2. But in there on the scene was Von Dexter Tyler and 2 other teammates of his, including number 44, Bradley Smathers. And the incomplete pass will stop the clock, and it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 49 with 1:35 to play here in the first half. Again, same formation, little cross up there. Oh, big hole up the middle. Still on his feet. And that's just an outstanding run there by number 4. Now, look, they've burned a lot of their timeouts. I don't know that apparently they do have 1 left, or they don't. They don't have 1 left as the clock continues to move with 1:22. I was pretty sure they had burned all their timeouts early, and this is where that comes back to haunt you. So that currently in the favor of the Rockledge Raiders at the moment, but the Raiders cannot seem to stop that power rushing attack, which is splitting the tackles up front. You see that big offensive line of St. Pete, north and south, winning the day, and this time it's a wide receiver screen there real quick, and he will pick up 3 maybe, 2nd and 7. I don't really understand that. All right, so they do have a timeout. So they got 1 here. So there must have been some water breaks or something in there. I don't know. They don't have that on the scoreboard. So you guess as best you can. But the good news, St. Pete fans, is yes, indeed, you do have a timeout. Once again, we want to thank American Air and Plumbing, Brevard's most trusted source for air conditioning and plumbing services. Today's sponsor for BSN Youth Football Saturday here at James Allen GOINS Football Field at the McKnight Family Sports Complex. So 2nd and 8 here, and you see big number 99 there on your screen. He's been doing a heck of a job up front blocking today, and especially on defense as St. Pete's going to try to score. Now listen, too, they have a kicker, man. This young man can kick, so I don't know what his range is. I would imagine somewhere around the 15 would probably be his range. So they have that option available to them if they can get close enough but can't get in the end zone. So 2nd down and 8 here. Quarterback in the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the screen. And he'll just drop back and look to throw. Silverzon in on him, grabs him, and Troy Silverzon with a hustle sack there. And that'll bring up 3rd down. And they may just run one more play and elect just to throw it up. They go back to the line of scrimmage in a hurry up. And number 4, slow to get off the field or actually get back to his position. They're 3 wide receivers now to the far side, 1 to the near side. The Raiders set, quarterback 18 seconds in trouble, and the ball's out and recovered by Rockledge, and a great job by Von Dexter Tyler Jr. He didn't get the sack, but he got the strip. And with 11.7 seconds left, here comes the Raiders offense for a play or 2. That's a good job by Rockledge's defense there to take advantage of what looked like some miscommunication there. 11.7 seconds to go in the first half. The Raiders may elect just to get out of here, not try to get fancy. In the backfield is Jamal Crittington as well, number 7. You've got K.J. Hamilton and Jaquez Roll, the near side split. On the other side is Mitchell in the slot. And the give is to Corbin's got room. He's got 1 to beat, and he is thrown down with 3, 2, and 1. And it's a good run by Corbin. I have no idea why. Coach for St. Pete is not a happy camper at the moment. Not happy. I guess Raiders took that time, but I didn't see that happen. I'll tell you what, Corbin got hit hard on that one. And he took it and got right back up. But that was, I mean, this young man right here, take a look at him. You can just tell he's a player. Number 1, built like a football player. First and 10. Got that safety mentality back there, that Ed Reed hard-hitting mentality. Here we go, whistles and flags and false starts galore here, all sides too, and that'll be the call. 2.7 seconds to go. They lined up in the neutral zone, actually, so that'll be the actual penalty. Rockledge actually didn't move at all, so I don't know what I'm talking about. 1st and 5. But the down and distance does not matter. It is what will the Raiders do with one play to play here in the first half. They trail at 14-13. Been a good football game. So we'll see what they try to do here. Sometimes you can outcoach yourself as when it comes to clock management. I'm a Ravens fan. I see John Harbaugh do it all the time. 1st and 5 again, but again, that does not matter. Fakes it, gives the Corbin. Uh-oh. Corbin's got it. Corbin with a burst. Makes a move. And I tell you what, that's number 1 in there again on the tackle. Corbin with another 20-yard pickup, and that'll take us to the end of the first half. And Rockledge almost made St. Pete pay, but we go to the half with the score. The St. Pete Little Devils 14, the Rockledge Raiders 13. We'll be back with the start of the second half in about 10 minutes. Two very good football teams going head to head. This play on the field indicates it, and the score on the scoreboard indicates it as we get set to start the third quarter here. And the Rockledge Raiders will receive the opening second half kickoff. And just two different styles of offense out there getting the job done for both of these head coaches here today. And the defense has played well, giving up some big plays, but we've got a good football game, and I expect the second half to be as entertaining as the first. Good afternoon once again, everybody. I'm Alan Z here at James Allen GOINS football field at the McKnight Family Sports Complex in beautiful downtown Rockledge, Florida, as the guests right now, the St. Pete Little Devils, lead it 14-13 as we are ready for the second half kickoff. I'd like to welcome everyone watching here today. I'd like to welcome Bridget, Denise, Deshelle, Yandre, Lakaya, Vonnie, CFAT. Nice win last night, CFAT. Nice win last night. 53 points and defensive touchdowns, special teams touchdowns, offensive touchdowns. Have to have a little special argument this week with the staff over at BSN about these rankings. Me personally, I thought y'all fell a little too far in our rankings last week. But, you know, that's all going to get settled on the field. It's all going to get settled on the field as we get ready to go here. Yes, and this young man can kick, so. And he goes end over end to be fielded at the 20. This is Mitchell. Mitchell across the 30, still on his feet. Mitchell down at about the 38-yard line. Short on the kickoff there, but Mitchell makes them pay, and the Raiders will start in good field position as Troy Silverzon checks back in, and he had a good first half. Well, actually, doesn't look like it's Silverzon, so I don't know if he's hurt. It's Jamal Crittenden out of Kennedy Middle School. Looks like, no, it's Silverzon. Okay. It was Crittenden getting the play there. So my mistake, I thought maybe he was going to be the quarterback. We saw him throw or step in at the end of the half, so I thought maybe he was continuing. But it'll be Silverzon and Corbin Mitchell in the slot. Near side wide out is Xavier Floyd on the far side. KJ, who's having a Hamilton, who's having a good first half on both sides of the football. And Mitchell goes in motion. They fake the jet sweep, give the counter back to Corbin. And Corbin slung down past the first down marker in midfield. And it'll be a gain of 11. And the Raiders will have the football in St. Pete territory. And right back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like the tempo a little quicker here for the offense to start half number 2. So let's see here. What do we got? Silverzon, and who else is back there with him this time? This time to give is to Mitchell on the jet sweep. And, ball's out. But they're going to say he was down. The far side official right there on top of it. And, again, we saw the comment earlier in the comments, east and west against either of these two teams is not going to work. The speed is too great. You've got to go north and south. We just saw the prime example of it right there. And that wasn't anything Mitchell could have done. They're just quick off the take there. So it'll be second and about 15 following the loss on the play. Third quarter action here, and he's going to throw here deep. And that's good coverage. Outstanding coverage by number 14 on Xavier Floyd. And that'll bring up 3rd and 15. So an obvious passing down. Yeah, the DB had the inside position. Actually, that was KJ, not number 6. My apologies. That was KJ Hamilton. He was well covered. Well covered. So the football is marked 3rd and 15 now for Rockledge. Silver's on. Corbin, and he won't. I'm not sure why he did that. And that's one of those plays I'm sure he'd like to have back, but you could see he was thinking about it. And luckily, the Raiders somehow come up with that. And we've got an injured player down on the football field. So I'm just not sure what X was wanting to accomplish there. But that's going to bring up, or did they get the ball? They did get the ball. So actually, they do get the football. Wow. Okay. So one of those momentary lapses of reason we all have. I can remember. Trust me when I tell you, when I played the quarterback position, I had a head coach that came in one time and tried to run the option. If you know me, I promise you, the one thing I am not is an option quarterback. But we ran it, and, well, let's just say late on a developing play, as I was wrapped up, I tried to pitch the football. Well, not only did I successfully pitch the football, but I pitched it right into the hands of the defensive back, who actually caught the football, and I'll never forget this. And as he caught the football, said thank you, and away he went for 6. And, so it happens to all of us. I'm sure coaches are having a conversation with him about it. Thank you. You're welcome. So, St. Pete with a 1-point lead and 7:33 to play here in the the 3rd quarter, I should say. Rockledge isn't able to do anything with the opening possession, and so now St. Pete with an opportunity here. If they can put 7 on the board to make it an 8-point game, and if they can put 8 on the board, they can make it a 2-score game. So the ball is dead on the Rockledge 45 here. The 10U game will be coming up next. You'll see that here on Brevard Sports Network as well, capped off by the 12U game following that. So 1st and 10. And that'll be a false start, and not a good start offensively for St. Pete either, as they'll go back 5 yards. And that was on the running back, who leaned and then stepped. Once you get that momentum moving forward, it just ain't a whole lot you can do. So, 1st and 15 now for St. Pete. Offset wishbone look. And the give is to the big guy up the middle. And he won't get the 5 yards back. He'll get 3 of them, maybe 4, and it'll be 2nd and about 11 or 12. He just runs with authority when he puts the football in his hand. That's number 19 walking towards the camera. It's Thomas Nash. Goes to Coco Jr. 2nd and 12. I think this is 4-down territory. And there's that. I'm going to follow my 3 running backs, but not having it and making an outstanding read on that was Raheem Cutter out of McNair Middle School. Cutter cuts it down, and that may even be a loss. And it'll be no gain, 3rd and 13. Great play by Cutter to shed 1 or 2 of the 3 running backs that were lined up on that side to block for the quarterback. And Cutter got in there and makes a big stop for the Rockledge defense. Now, here's where St. Pete can lull you to sleep. They've run the football predominantly for most of the game. But remember back to the first quarter and their first score, that was all set up by a beautiful 33-yard pass. So they can throw the football too. And Rockledge has got to be wary of that, as there looks to be a lot of men there in the initial interior of that line of scrimmage. 10. All right, now they'll back it up to about 8. That's another false start. And that'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 17. Confusion on the play, and it forces a false start. Dude, running, the motion guy stopped and looked at him and said, "Man, what are you doing?" Oh, that's funny. Some of the things you see in youth football are priceless. Like when you pull up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a youth football Saturday and parents are dressing their kids in the parking lot, and you can look and you can see what kind of a Friday night did mom or dad have. Yeah. When your kids are grown, you can sit back and look at all that and truly appreciate what you went through. Because I know growing up in a household with a single mom, my sister was a cheerleader, I was a football player, and I just can never imagine a Saturday morning for 10 years that was ever any fun in my mother's life. She enjoyed the games, she enjoyed the performances, but the prep part of it, yeah, I can't imagine. And some parents have to do it for 2, 3, 4 kids, and God bless you. Here's to you. And here we go now, 3rd and about 16 or 17. And he's going to take it the other way. He's got a blocker out front, but he outruns his blocker. And in there on the stop for Rockledge was Elijah Mitchell. And that's going to bring up 4th down and about 11 or 12. Call it 10. And I don't think there's any doubt. Now, look, in this situation back in the second quarter, which helped set up a score, they punted the football on a quick kick. But now Rockledge has gotten wise, and they've got a player that looks like he's going to go back for it. So we'll see what they do here. If they punt it. And it looks as though they may, because number 10 is deeper than normal. And the Raiders do have somebody standing back at about the 30. That's a great, and I mean a great punt. It's going to take a bounce. That's a heck of a punt. And the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at the 11. That is the second time that number 10 has done that. And the Raiders are 1st and 10 with 90 yards of gridiron ahead of them if they want to get in the end zone. And here comes quarterback Josh Silverzon and Xavier Corbin. All right, the Raiders to the line of scrimmage. Silverzon wants it. He's got it. He looks across the middle. Mitchell just dropped that one. It was there. It's off the hands of Mitchell to bring up 2nd and 10 on the incomplete pass. That's the pass we saw right before the half. That was successful. And then they hit the flip button, tried to do it the other way. 2nd and 10. So Silverzon throws it deep. Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at that catch by Elijah Mitchell. Again, the young man shows the concentration. He comes down with an absolute beauty. And that's a big play. It gets the Raiders out across the 40 to the 45. And he says, yeah, I dropped the last one, but let me go make up for it on this one. And that's exactly what he does. Give inside. Corbin's still on his feet. Got to be careful. I like that he fights for extra yards, but you have to protect that football too because they're punching at it. What a catch. Dun-dun-dun, right? That's a Sports Center top 10. I mean, he went up over a defender that never turned around. 3:13 to play in a fast-moving third quarter. Quick give up the middle, like the play, and that's exactly what Jayshon Corbin was talking about earlier. Right up the middle, speed and north and south, and it works to the tune of another first down for the Raiders. Ball now on the 40-yard line of St. Pete, and the Raiders are putting together a pretty good drive here in their second possession of the second half. I like them red helmets, man. First and 10 from the 40. And I'll tell you what, Mitchell, that's okay. He dropped that one, but now he'll come back and climb over top the crossbar to make a spectacular catch for the next one. But that's the second straight one. He's not been able to haul in across the middle. But I'll tell you what, listen, the defensive lineman there, big number 99, there's no way at 14 they're running his own coverage, and he's dropping back into that. But he was the guy that made the tackle and made Mitchell pay for coming across the middle. And I don't know of any wide receiver that should be hit by a young man the size of 99 coming across the middle to try to make a catch. So Coach V saying you're going to take a timeout. And that's a good play there by Corbin to take a timeout. Coach Marshall says, yeah, let's talk about this. And you don't want to waste a play down here. You're trailing by one. There's only 12 minutes to play in the game, 2:12 in this quarter. So you really need to make every play count because offensively, St. Pete has shown a knack for being able to take time off the clock with that wishbone power formation they run. Yeah, number 99 is a big boy. I mean, he was playing in the middle of the field on that one like a DB. Can you imagine? If I'm Mitchell, I'll have a conversation with Troy and say, look, man, if number 99 is in the middle of the field playing defensive back, Please don't throw the ball out in front of me. Second and 10 for Silvers On and the Raiders offense here. Looking to recapture the lead. They trail by 1, 14-13. Man in motion. And that should be offsides. Throws. Mitchell again. Gone. Touchdown, Rockledge. And that was a beautiful pitch and catch from Silvers On to Mitchell, and the Raiders, with 2:01 to play in the third, take a 19-14 lead. Love the confidence in the coaching staff. Obviously, Mitchell's a great player, but love the confidence in the coaching staff to go back to that play immediately. Again, it's open. They know it's open. He just had to catch the ball. He does it there, and he does the rest. And Mitchell, undoubtedly the candidate for the American Air and Plumbing Player of the Game for the Raiders. What a performance he's having. And the Raiders will try to take a 20-14 lead here. Silvers On. And this is, Corbin's not going to go anywhere. There's a flag. Corbin's still on his feet, still on his feet, still on his feet. Incredible the balance that young man has. See what the flag is here. Saying it's going to be a hold against the Raiders, so that'll be declined. The point will fail. And I'll tell you, some of the little things you look for at this age group. Obviously, he's got the hands. We know that. We've seen some of the catches he's made. But that first step speed, A, out of his break off the route, and B, when he catches the football. When he catches that football, that next step is so explosive from him. And that's impressive at 14 years old. College scouts love that in a wide receiver. And the Raiders take the 19-14 lead with 2:01 to play in the third quarter as Silvers On. And listen, Silvers On has had him a game too. I don't want to discount what he has done. Mitchell has made some great catches, but Silvers On has also put that football on a lot of occasions where only Mitchell could make the catch. That last one, he led him perfectly across the middle. And Mitchell, of course, when he hauled it in, did the rest. But Silvers On has played very well, too. And it looks like the Rockledge Raiders may have a future quarterback here in Troy. And this young man, look at this move. Down the sideline, still on his feet. And he'll eventually get tackled there. Sorry about that. On the camera work there. Shoddy camera work by me. But that's a great return by number 4. And again, these two teams are going to punch, counter-punch, punch, counter-punch. Reminds me of a Hagler-Leonard fight. No, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. How about Hagler and Hearns? Because Hagler won that fight over Leonard. Sugar Ray's my guy, too. Potomac, Maryland. I'm a Baltimore boy. Hagler definitely beat him. But my point is these teams are counter-punching each other. Michelle Robinson says, come on, little devils, let's go. Let's go. There's big number 99 coming back into your screen there. And I'll tell you what, the young man next to him, he ain't small either. And neither is the guy at right guard. In fact, the whole offensive line is big. And that would explain the power rushing attack they're able to do with a great deal of success. Thanks for joining us here today. It's 1st and 10 for St. Pete at the Rockledge 32 following the great kickoff return. Turns, gives. This is number 2, and they do go right in behind their big offensive line between guard and tackle there, and he's going to pick up 4. So it'll be 2nd down and about 6 now for St. Pete. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Grab the popcorn because this is fixing to be one heck of a finish between these two. 1:21 to play in quarter number 3, and they don't seem to be in a hurry. Coach Virgil saying, stay home, stay home. Looks like a 3-4 they're playing. Now you got a fourth. So it's a 4-4 for the Raiders. Linebackers over gaps, turns, whistles. And there's another flag. I don't know. Were we going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct here? Or no? Looks like he's counting, so it could be too many men on the field here. And it is indeed a too many men on the field penalty. So that'll back them up 5. And it'll be second down at about 13 now. 29.7 seconds to play in the third quarter. Deep wishbone here. Turn and give to the deep back. Put a good stop in there. I'll tell you what, the young man that got in there that made sure he wasn't going very far was number 6, Xavier Floyd. Floyd got in there and grabbed his foot and held on, and the rest of the Raiders came in and cleaned it up. And it's a gain of 4, so it'll be 3rd and 8, obvious 4-down territory. And we are heading to the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, Raiders quarter, or will it be the Little Devils quarter? We'll find out when we come back here on the Brevard Sports Network. I'd like to welcome back Natwick Insurance as our fourth quarter sponsor here today. Natwick Insurance. The information is on the bottom of the screen. So it'll be 3rd down and 8. Obvious 4-down territory here for St. Pete as they get set to start quarter number 4. Good football game between these two here today. Good, hard, physical, hard-hitting game. We've seen some outstanding big plays, and that's a false start. He leaned, and he gets caught. Number 1 that time got a little ahead of himself. Young man's played a great game here today, though. But undoubtedly, Elijah Mitchell. Just 13, too. He's not 14. He's 13, by the way. So I think there's only a few players on this team that are actually 14 years old or were 14 when the season began. Got a couple of August birthdays in there and October birthdays, but this is still a team that pretty much will remain intact next year. Some of these guys will move up to the next level. So it's third and now 15 again, 14 again. Raiders showing blitz. They do indeed bring it. Quarterback looks all kinds of time, throws down the sidelines, intercepted by the Raiders. And yes, the referee signals interception. And are you? Nope, that time I thought it was Mitchell, but it's Jaquez Rowe with the pick. Jaquez Rowe gets him a pick. Nice job by Jaquez there to go up in coverage and pull it down. That's what you call fighting for the football. Now this needs to turn into, I get that the Raiders have had a great deal of success throwing the football across the middle of the football field here today. But incomplete passes stop the clock, and they ain't exactly in golden field position territory here. So I would make this absolutely the Xavier Corbin show at this point to certainly run some time off of that clock, and I would do it north and south. That's just me. I'm up in the booth for a reason. And that's what a duck under there. Still on his feet, and he'll be tackled for maybe a gain. Actually, he loses a yard somehow. 9:35 to play. Corbin's the type of back where you keep giving it to him, and you might stop him for a yard or two, but then he's just going to break it, and you're going to go, man, I had him. 10U coming up next here on Brevard Sports Network. Now, we might be just a few minutes late starting that one, so bear with us. We had originally not intended to stream that game, so I've got to get a couple things in order, but I promise you we'll see 95% of it in its entirety. U team for the Raiders is 5-1 this season. 5-1. Silver's on. They're going to throw it here. And incomplete. That'll stop the clock. He had a receiver there. Just receiver turned one way. The ball went the other. So that stops the clock on 3rd and 10. And again, the Raiders don't have great field position. So if they have to punt this football back, St. Pete will be in pretty good shape. Silver's on now. He's got to throw. There's nobody in the backfield. Dumps it across the middle, coming back around on a little screen, but reading it perfectly was that St. Pete defense. And a bunch of devils in there on the stop. And in the blink of an eye, it is 4th down. And the football is at about the 2-yard line. So this has turned into quite a little chess match here for Coach Virgil and his opposing head coach here. But I don't think you have any choice but to punt this football. Silver's on trying to catch him, at least to buy some room here. And that's going to be a false start on the Raiders. So they'll go half the distance to the goal. So now it'll be 4th down and goal from about the half-yard line. So I don't know why St. Pete's not sending the house here. I believe I would to try to block this kick. And they do block it, and it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. They block it and fall right on it. It's as if he didn't even block it. He got in, Silverzon put the ball on his foot, and the young man was there to cover it up. Touchdown for St. Pete. And the Little Devils pick up 6, and it's 20-19. So that's a strange turn of events. But here's the good news for the Raiders. There is a silver lining in that otherwise dismal cloud on that play. It's not a safety. And I think a safety would have been worse because the Raiders then would have had to do a free kick and St. Pete gets the football back. Now at least the Raiders can get the ball back without having to kick it to St. Pete. So if there is a silver lining, that's it. So they've been 1 out of 2 on kick conversions today. Not sure what the holdup is here, but sometimes a lot of things happen slowly at the youth football level. 7:38, and that kick is up, and that's going to sail wide left. And with 7:28 to play, it is St. Pete back out on top by 1 point following the blocked punt touchdown. All right, St. Pete set to kick off. And Corbin back deep to the right. And I think that's KJ Hamilton back deep to the left. And this young man has had a good day kicking off. See if he can continue. Well, nope. That's going to go out of bounds, and that's his worst kickoff of the day, and it couldn't come at a worse time as the Raiders will now have outstanding field position at their own 40 here. And 7:38 to go, and they trail by 1. So now, without having the shadow of the goalpost on their back, they can kind of do and run their offense here a little bit. They trail. They obviously need to get into the end zone to win this, so it's a whole different scenario than trying to run the football to kill clock. Now they got to get into the end zone, so maybe you go back to that Mitchell across the middle route or Mitchell down the sidelines or Mitchell somewhere on the football field in the air because there's not a lot that's been thrown his way today that he has not hauled in. Silver's on. He's ready. Bad snap. No, it wasn't actually. It was actually He just throws this up and, oh, wow. And that's just one of the better plays you're ever going to see a DB make at any level. And that's just a heck of a play by number 4. Silver's on. I mean, there's nobody in the area from Rockledge, so I'm not exactly sure what he wanted to do there, unless he was just trying to throw it away. He does not, and number 4 runs under it like he's Elijah Mitchell today, and the ball will go back to the St. Pete Little Devils. So, what time you play? All right. That's just a great play. I mean, that's not giving up on a ball. That's having the presence with your feet to know. I mean, that's just a good play. And it looks like a post-possession foul here, like maybe a block in the back or maybe I don't know, something. So with 6:59 to go, the thing, if you're a Raiders fan, you fear the most would be that St. Pete would have the football with a little space at their back and the opportunity to run their wishbone power formation. And so now coming up big up front, you're going to have to get Zeke Blanchfield out of McMayer up there. As you know, Von Dexter Tyler and the guys up front are all going to have to, definitely going to have to play big here to get that football back for that Raiders offense. There's at least one more possession. You got to keep them off the scoreboard, too. 6:59 to go, and they're going to line up the running backs to the right. The quarterback's just going to follow him. He's done it all day. Can't see why he wouldn't do it this time. Now they're going to put number 1 over there, so they're for sure coming this way, right into your camera. Right into the camera, and that's exactly what they do. And he's going to pick up, still on his feet. Great run. What a run by this young man. And forward progress will have him stopped. And they still just got, that's number 4 again. Number 4, who had the interception and then gets that carry, picks up 9.5 yards on first down. In fact, it probably is a first down. They're going to move the chains. What a run by that young man. And it's 1st and 10 now. And the ball at the St. Pete 45. Tick-tock, 6:20 to go and running. It is the Little Devils with a 20-19 lead. The Little Devils looking for back-to-back wins here. And this is the quarterback again, just going to keep it. And right now, the trench war is being won by St. Pete. That's a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. And we're at 5:40 to play. Raiders, if you look at their defense right now, kind of gasping a little bit. They got hands on hips. It's that time in the 4th quarter where conditioning is so important, but being thrown right back out onto the field again, that can also take its toll. And that's what happens when you have a turnover. 2nd and 5. And again, it's a strong formation right, and here he comes. And he is close to, if he doesn't have. Oh, wow, the Raiders come up with it. The referee's got his hands in the air. They're going to say, are they going to say that's a fumble? They're going to say, hold up. Yes, they do. They award possession to the Raiders, and a big break for Rockledge as they will get the football back with 4:52 to play. So one turnover deserves another here. And that's a tremendous break for Rockledge. They've now got to make something of it. 4:52 to play. And the give is a quick handoff up the middle to Corbin. And Corbin's forward progress, and that might be 15 more. And it is. So now Corbin is down. Now, had he tackled him like that before the whistle blew, you wouldn't see a flag. But the whistle had blown, and the young man threw him down. And that is going to be another 15 tacked on to an 8-yard run. It's to be a 23-yard play, and the Raiders are indeed, once again, back in business with 4:31 to play here. And I think Xavier he's up, and he's good. I think what happened is that back flap, when he got thrown down, he kind of landed on that, and I think it cushioned him, but I think it might have dug into him a little bit. Those things can sometimes, they'll protect you, but they can pinch you. So this will be a 15-yard walk-off here on an unsportsmanlike conduct. So the St. Pete faithful are encouraging their defense, and the Raiders are lining up here to go. Silver's on, and in the backfield now will be Bradley Smathers, number 44. Or no, check that, number 14. That's Raheem Cutter. They give play action to Cutter, actually. Mitchell, and that was nearly a horse collar. Mitchell stiff arms, and Mitchell tackled for a gain of 5. That was a nice play action, a little swing pass out to Mitchell. And Mitchell took off and ran for 5, 4:12 to go. The Raiders still trailing this. So they need points. They trail by just 1, 20-19, under 4 to go. 2nd and 5. Silver's on. Corbin back in the game. And the give is to Corbin, and nowhere to go this time. Blown up that time by big number 99 as he got in there and just destroyed the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 5. 20-19 here. Actually, it's a loss on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and 8 here for Rockledge. 3 minutes. Number 27 is Christian Connor. Connor will come in. Mitchell, keep your eye on him. He's going to line up far side slot. And they're going to move Jaquez rollover as well. So you get 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. The near side receiver is KJ Hamilton. Silver's on, rolls, looks. It's going to come back, whatever it is. That's a hold. There's another hold. And there's another flag. And that is, there's another flag. We got more laundry on the field than a Tide commercial. And with 2:24 to go, we got a lot to sort out here. There was a hold, another hold, an unsportsmanlike conduct, and somebody on the far sideline said something. So this very well could offset, and we do that all over again. He's got 2 holds. They occurred. I saw them both. And the hit on Silverzon was illegal. So and then the other flag came flying in late over by the sidelines. And if you watched the Cocoa game last night, that's generally a pretty good indication that there's a penalty on the sidelines. There were 5 of those last night against the Tigers, including an ejection of the head coach 20-19 here with 2:18 to play in the football game. And we'll see what the referees sort out here. You see them in the middle between the two teams. Let's zoom in on them a little, shall we? So that we don't miss. Oh, we got a hold. There that is against Rockledge. We got a personal foul. That'll go against. Yep. So everything washes out, and we get to play third down all over again. But I think the Raiders really come out on the sweet-smelling end of this one because they had the initial 2 penalties for a hold. And if the personal foul doesn't happen, you're looking at third down and 18, but now it's just 3rd and 8. Stay tuned. Coming up, we've got 10U football coming up, and then coming up at 4 o'clock, or not 4 o'clock, but after the 10U game will be the 12U football game. All right, here we go. (20 to 19, 3rd and 8. Silverzon wants a timeout. And he's telling his coach, he's calling Coach Virgil, I need a timeout. I need a timeout. He's going to get one. And we'll see how much that comes back to haunt the Raiders if it does at all. So another timeout on the field here. 2:18 to go. St. Pete 20, Rockledge 19 here. A blocked punt touchdown is the difference in this one at the moment. So we shall see here. I know Caleb is over at Suntree Vieira Youth Football today. They're playing West Volusia coming up next Friday on the Brevard Sports Network. 3 more high school football games. You'll have Melbourne at Heritage. MCC will be at Holy Trinity. And I can't remember the other one. Oh, Rockledge. How could I forget this one? Rockledge will be at Satellite. So just 3 games on the network next Friday here on BSN. 2:18, 20 to 19. The play is in Silverzon with Corbin in the backfield. Looks to throw. He's in trouble. And he just dumps it out here to KJ. And KJ will cut back, and Hamilton stopped. And that's going to bring up 4th down and about 5. I would offer one as a former quarterback and a former quarterback coach. I will offer up one piece of advice to Mr. Silverzon, and he has got to stop carrying that football from his hip. He has got to get it up. He's got to get 2 hands on that thing and protect it, because it ain't nothing to slap a ball out of a quarterback's hands. And that ball right there was exposed. But you definitely want to make sure that you're protecting that football. 1:53, 20 to 19 here at James Alex Goins football field at the McKnight Family Sports Complex here in beautiful downtown Rockledge. Got a nice mix of Rockledge and St. Pete fans in the chat. I appreciate you guys today joining us. And here we go. This could be for the game. Silver's on. Hands to Corbin. Corbin, does he have the first? And I don't think he's going to have forward progress. And they say no. And that is a turnover on downs and a great job by St. Pete to shut down Corbin on that play. And with 1:40 to go, the Raiders defense is going to have to try and force a turnover. Just an outstanding play by the St. Pete defense. And I'm a Brevard County guy, and I hate to see it, but it's been a good football game today. And listen, I was at the St. Thomas Cocoa game, so I've seen crazy endings. This ain't over. It's far from over. The Titusville game last night. So you see crazy stuff happen all the time. But the Raiders have got to get busy and go to work here on trying to get this football back. That is for sure. And they're going to be back in, it looks like that wishbone formation again. They've been pretty successful out of that today, especially running the football between the tackles. And that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to go to the deep guy. That's number one, and he has been a brute inside today. The Raiders with 8 in the box, and ball's out, and the Raiders have it. The Rockledge Raiders have recovered the football. Are they going to say he was down? What happened? I know the Raiders got the ball, but are they going to flatten again? Laundry down. What are they going to say here? Boy, I tell you. So we got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. This is going to be a fumble. This is going to be Rockledge football. I believe. No, they're going to say he was down. Okay, so it's not a fumble, but it is a 15-yard penalty. The penalty was thrown on the young man that fumbled the ball. That ought to tell you right there, right? Fumbled the football and threw his helmet off onto the ground in disgust. So now it's going to be first down and a trip back to St. Pete for a first down. Or second down, I should say, and a trip back to St. Pete for a first down. But there's only 84 seconds to play in the football game, and that was the Raiders' hope right there that was a fumble. And the referee was much closer to it than I was, so I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at the replay of it to see if it was indeed a fumble or not. But, man, that was close. And here we go. Let's ban all these people that are putting these comments in here. These bad links. There you go. Please don't click on any of those links. Second down, and, well, it looks like just 20. So second and 20, 1:24 to go here. 2 hands on the football, and that's exactly what you get there. And the Raiders will take whatever they have left in timeouts here with 1:15. But we did see Troy Silverzon take a timeout, so if the Raiders take a timeout here, at most they have 1. So there's no victory formation. So not at third down. So they're going to have to run at least 2 more plays here. And I don't know if Rockledge has any timeouts. Again, they don't keep them on the board. What a game, huh? What a game as St. Pete's 14U team will take down the Raiders 14U team. And like I said, unless something crazy happens here. And now the head coach takes a timeout as he manages his clock properly here. And that'll do it. That's going to wrap it up. It's going to be third down with 28.1 seconds to go. Obviously, the Raiders don't have any timeouts, or they would have already taken them. So, good game today. Here are players of the game today, and I wish I had the young man's name. It's going to be number 4 for St. Pete and for Rockledge. There is no doubt about it that our Natwick Insurance and American Air and Plumbing Florida tough football player of the game is Elijah Mitchell. Elijah made catches today that usually follow up with dent, dent. And it'll be third down here. The Rockledge can still get the ball back, as we saw. They could cause a fumble, but I got to think if you're the head coach of St. Pete, you are in those ear holes. 2 hands. I will definitely have to go back and look and see if that was a fumble, whether he was down or not. And really, if the Raiders have no timeouts, they just need to run this play and then take a knee. Oh, look at this little fake here. He does not want to get out of bounds, though. But if you're Rockledge, you need to throw him out of bounds. I can't believe, I cannot believe that he ran out of bounds. I cannot believe that. So that'll stop the clock with 22 point. I told you, crazier things have happened. 22.7 seconds to go. And now, with a stopped clock, you're obviously not you're going to kick the football here. Now, you got 3 things that can happen. You get a bad snap, you get a block kick, or Corbin can run it back, or you can stop him and force. Boy, we are setting up for some sort of a finish here. This is crazy. I can't believe that young man took off for the sidelines. God bless him. That's a coachable moment for sure. Coachable moment for sure. This is not over yet. Mitchell, the up man, standing at the 40. Corbin standing at the 45. And right now, they only have 10 guys on the field. No, they don't. They have 11. To 22.7 seconds left. Now, this young man has a foot. His worst punt, and he gets off a good one here. Corbin's going to field it. Corbin at the 40. Across the midfield stripe to the 50. Corbin at the 40. Corbin down the sidelines. Corbin will be tackled from behind at the 18, 17, 16, 15-yard line. And with 8.8 seconds to play, the Rockledge Raiders, 14U, will get one shot to win this football game. Incredible. Absolutely incredible that they are in this position. The ball is at the 15-yard line. And you got to, if you're St. Pete, you got to make sure you got Mitchell covered, right? I mean, because he's caught everything you've thrown that they've thrown his way today, with the exception of a couple passes across the middle. Here we go for the football game. Down in distance, no matter. 8.8 seconds. Silverzon drops, looks, fires, corner, caught, touchdown, Rockledge, touchdown, Rockledge. And with 2.8 seconds to play, the Rockledge Raiders have done it. They've done it. They've come back. Wow. That was not Mitchell. That was Roll, I believe. Jaquez Roll. Holy cow. Just when you think you've seen it all. And with 2.8 seconds, it's 25-20 Rockledge. Silverzon patiently waited in the pocket. I believe it was Roll. And it was Jaquez Roll, the Stone Middle School product. The ball was thrown just a hair short. Roll came back for it, and he caught it. Touchdown, Raiders. And let me just shut up because you just don't know. But they're in a good spot now. What a football game that was. What a game by St. Pete. What a game by Rockledge. And I am glad that the officials allowed, whether it was St. Pete or whether it was Rockledge, I'm glad the officials allowed those young men to celebrate because that was certainly something worth celebrating. I didn't see any flags, and I don't know what the rule is, but and like I said, had it been St. Pete, the same. So 25-20. Now, Rockledge is going to have to kick off, but they haven't kicked off deep all day. Give is to Corbin up the middle, and they have just really done a nice job on Corbin today. Yeah, Corbin's got to be careful here. Yep, Silverzon goes and gets him. And there's a flag. And look, I get it. The kids from St. Pete are extremely frustrated. They played their hearts out, but football at this age group, it's a 40-minute game. And unfortunately, when you have two great football teams like this, when you play 47 minutes, 59 seconds, sometimes it doesn't work out. Jaquez Roll, the hero on that one. And Rockledge is going to pick up the unsportsmanlike conduct. What a football game. Boy, Miss Shatina knows her stuff, don't she? Because we were talking a couple of weeks ago. I said, so what she's like, I want you to come on out, and we got the upstairs. We got a new window in, and we can open the window. We got a nice press box in there now for you. I don't have to run up and down the sidelines. I can't do it anymore anyway. But she said, but I think the game that you really need to come and see and broadcast would be when St. Pete gets here. They're a really good football team. They're a really good football program. And my goodness, was she right about that. And Rockledge snatches victory from the jaws of defeat. What an outstanding play by Troy Silverzon and Jaquez Roll on 8.8 seconds. And here's what I'm talking about not being over. The Raiders are kicking off now from their own 25. So 20, I should probably, oh, wow, nice job by Troy that time. As soon as they touch it, the clock will run. It does. And that's number 4. And he's going to, and that'll do it. And Rockledge, again, what a day for the Raiders, huh? It looked like they were going to lose, but they do not. And they get the win here. Holy smokes. All right, folks, as you see them celebrate on the field, and deservedly so, and they'll shake hands here in a minute. But I'm going to get out, and I'll be back in about 15 minutes, and we'll be back for the 10U game. Again, we'll be picking that one up probably about 4 or 5 minutes in, but we'll be back for that. Your final score, Rockledge Raiders 14, U 25, and the St. Pete Little Devils 20.